All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Matt Statter. This is Chatter with Statter, and it looks like we have got folks gathering around. All right. So we got ourselves some Raiders that came on in, and I'm guessing it was probably Terry in Scotland. With them, they're Raiders. Let's take a look-see here. We've got Shock letting everybody know when to find us here. But I'm guessing that most of y'all know when to find us here because you're here right now. And it looks like we've got, let's see here. Yes, Terry in Scotland ready with a party of 5. Fantastic. Katie's Aura probably came in with Terry's Raid is my best guess. Terry in Scotland, of course, came in with Terry's Raid. Rick coming in, and he's talking about the new tax brackets, and they're out. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about taxes or until the next election anyway, because we know that they're all going to get messed up by the time next tax season is. Anyway, Gil Soto coming in, just following the gangy, so that says to me he might have been in with Terry in Scotland. And let's see what else we got. Gina coming in, possibly also with the Raiders. Mama Sean coming in on that their YouTube side. And Gil, I'm just here for the snacks. Well, we will be talking about snacks, actually. We will. And Penel, hello Penel, and Tareen, yes, coming in with that there Raid. eMusic saying hi there. Darlene and Rick in the house from our Wisconsin side of the, well, actually eMusic also Wisconsin side. So we've got our Central Time folk showing face. And Lady Misty coming in as well, saying hello. Let's see here. I think that might have been everybody. And let's see here. Shock looks around because, yep. So how about no snacks near here. No, I don't have any snacks within arm's reach. Wait, do I? No, my pickled duck foot is far away. And Penel, yes, meow to Ashes, Dusty, and Leo. Ashes is right over there. Dusty's right over there. Everybody is outside of the arm's reach. So alas, hey, there we go. Picola T, that is right. Saying hello from about 113 miles north of where I'm at. And that, my friends, is absolutely perfect. Yes, Picola T, thank you so much for 36 months of subbing. But let's get the party started, and then let's talk about where the flying fork is Picola T. Because I swear to goodness, this should probably be one of our regular segments here on the stream. Where in the world is Picola T? All right, so, no, I never did try the duck feet, Gina. No, I have not tried the duck foot. I'll tell you that right now. But on that note, let's get the party started, shall we? All right, that cute black kitty face, not one of my cats, but you know what is one of my cats? This is one of my cats. And I'm sure you can guess which kitty it is, because she's like, I don't want to be here. I'm shy. Nope, this is not Dusty, actually. This is Ashes. Ashes suddenly came on the table within arm's reach, and so I grabbed her. And now she's all herpity-perpity. That's right, herpity-perpity is what she is. All right, I'll let you go. Okay, yeah. Now, I'll be grabbing Dusty shortly because he is also within arm's reach. But before I grab Dusty, we are wondering where in the world is Picola T. And I can tell you right now, Picola T is here. That's right. Did you think that we weren't going to have a map? Did you think for just 1 second there would not be a map? Oh, come now, silly kittens. So that is, yes, we do have a hype train. Wow, thank you guys so much for the hype train action going on. But where is Pacola T? She is on Lopez Island. Lopez Island is located in the southern, north of the Puget Sound, east of the Straits of Juan de Fuca, and south of the St. Charlotte Islands. These are part of the San Juan Islands that we have in the Pacific Northwest, or in the Washington State. And that black line that runs through the water over there, that is the border between Canada and the United States. So right now, Pacola T is as far north, basically, as Victoria, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island. And Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for the 500 biddies. And Gina, in some lights, she is getting to be a little bit browner for sure. But her brother is still incredibly, I don't even know why I call him a black cat anymore, because he is just not. But, all right, so this is where Pacola T is located, but this, boom, is what Pacola T is doing. She's doing nothing. And that's exactly the whole point of Lopez Island, is to pretty much do nothing. Lopez Island is an artist's type island in the San Juans. Not a lot of industry there, not a lot of much of anything there. A wonderful strain of weed was developed there that is called the Pez. The Pez is an incredible strain of weed, incredibly potent, beautiful, beautiful indica sativa hybrid. And I gotta tell you, some of my favorite weed to grow is the Pez from Lopez Island. But that basically is what Pacola T is doing. She's doing a whole lot of nothing. And by the way, I don't mean to imply that Pacola T is smoking the weed. Okay, that's not what I meant to imply. That total coincidence that the weed came from there, and that is where Pacola T's at. As far as I know, one has nothing to do with the other. So do not take an implication that Pacola T's all she might be, but she also probably isn't. And yes, very gorgeous pictures. By the way, for those of you who looked at these pictures, I need you to recognize that it's raining. Don't believe your lying eyes. Look at all of that rain. It's October in Washington, where it rains all the time in Washington. So look at the rain that she's got right there. It's just such awful weather up there. It's awful. There's no sun. You don't see no sun. There's no blue skies or blue waters. It's rainy and it's cold, and she's having a miserable time. It's just awful up there. There's nothing to do. Slopez. That is true. The islander's nickname for that is Slopez, because there isn't a lot to do around there. Absolutely. But I also need you guys to recognize that that is not a sunny sky. Don't believe your lying eyes. We've got rain all the time. Remember this. It always rains here in Washington. Yeah, it's rainy. It's rainy. Yeah, I know. That rain is just a strange blue color. I blame climate change. It's our secret. It's our secret up here. Sometimes it doesn't rain, and when it doesn't rain, it is amazingly beautiful. But yeah, obviously being facetious, that's a lovely sunny day that Pacola T is having. I can only assume that it's a little bit chilly, actually, because down here, it's like almost 40 degrees out, and I know 40 is not that cold, but it's not that warm either. So I can only assume with the clear skies up there, she is experiencing a little bit of chill, which means there's nothing to do but hide inside the cabin, drink tea, eat cookies, and read books with the besties. And Gina, 68, nice. Yeah, see, that's a beautiful thing. Whereas Terry's like, it's 52 here now, same as in Seattle. I don't know if it's 52 in Seattle, but my best guess is it's darn close to 52 in Seattle, because it sure as Flying Fork felt like it was 52 in Seattle, and wow, what do you know, it's 51 in Burien. Although when I first swiped on it, it did say 52, and then it switched to 51. So yeah, it sounds like Terry in Scotland knows exactly what temperature it is out here. And it's a little chilly. Right, exactly, yep, that's right. Exactly, Pacola T. Freezing wind on the outside, but still sunny. Yeah, I had a feeling you guys probably weren't spending too much time in those chairs overlooking the sea, even though it's a beautiful, beautiful view to have. You would need to be wrapped up in plenty blankies. And eMusic 42, where you're at, yeah, it's gonna be 42. I think tonight here, but and let's see here, 15C. So 15C, that's not that bad. Double it, add 30. So double it's 30, add 30, that's 60. Oh, 60s, that's not that bad, Pinnell. That's not too bad. I mean, certainly not summertime, but for October, that's kind of a mild little a little thing. And yeah, exactly, Quilty. You tried to sit outside on the sunny deck, but your Hawaiian butt couldn't handle the chill. No, you would have to be bundled up from head to toe in winter clothes and have a blankie wrapped around you in order for you to be like, but then your nose would still be cold. You'd be drinking your tea and you'd just be like, my nose is still cold. I want to go inside. My nose is cold. I woke up last night and my house was really cold, and how I knew my house was cold was my nose was really cold. Everything else was cozy, but I woke up and I was like, my nose is freezing. So I went and turned on the heat. And oh, we'll get only to 11 tomorrow. So 22 plus 30, that's 52. Yeah, that's more October winter weather, I would think. Or not, October fall weather, I mean, it's not winter yet. And, let's see here. Yeah, okay, Darlene, right. Okay, so Darlene, Rick said you guys were expecting your first frost tonight. Well, that's kind of cool. Do you think this winter you're gonna get snow? Because I know last winter was remarkably warm for you guys, and like the ice layer wasn't that thick on the lake and things like that. Is it looking like, do they think that you guys are gonna have a better, I mean, I wouldn't consider it a better winter. I would consider it a worse winter because I don't like cold, but a more appropriate winter for your area, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Well, Rick, 11, remember, when she says 11, she means 11C, not 11F. So 11C is you double it, so that's 22, you add 30, that's 52. 52 is not that cold. I mean, it's not that warm either, but it's not that cold, right? And right, you always get snow, eMusic, but last year was light in snow. Yeah, I remember Darlene, I think it was last year, I remember Darlene being confused, like, where is the snow? It hasn't snowed yet. Where is the snow? Where is the snow? And I do remember reading also that the Great Lakes ice layer was like way thinner last year than as per the usual. So I'm just curious if this winter, if the Farmer's Almanac's got a prediction for y'all. That's what I'm wondering. And let's see here. Okay, right, Darlene, who can tell with climate change? But predictions are a more normalized winter, they're saying. Okay, cool. Good. I mean, I like the fact that that it's maybe not as cold for you, but that is problematic for things like water pack and all sorts of stuff in that area. You think they're saying it's a La Nina winter coming up? Yeah, it is apparently La Nina, but I don't know what that means in your neck of the woods. So I don't know. And yeah, exactly, eMusic. Yeah, the lake only frozen for 3 miles. That's just a little bit. Yeah, whereas like other years, it's like a thing. It's like a real thing. Yeah, that didn't really mean anything, but anyway. All right, so it is winter. It is getting to be winter, that is. And Cola Tea, I'm with old college roommates, and we've known each other for 45 years, which is remarkable since we're only 46. My girlfriend, you went to college when you were very, very young, didn't you? Yeah, that's why there's some math that I just don't like to do. It's like 46 years that we've been friends? That can't be possible. How is that possible? And then you do the math and you're just like, oh yeah, yeah, that's possible, all right. Um, all right, so we were talking about winter. Now though, let's reverse a little bit. We're still in fall, right? We're still in the fall, and a lot of people love the fall, and they really do love the fall because it is quite a beautiful, beautiful change, you know, within with the seasons. It's so much color. You know, you get you have the summer fading into winter, but between that you have these bright leaves in most places that have forests. Even in the Pacific Northwest, even though we're the evergreen state, we have plenty of trees that change colors. In fact, I dare say that the variation of trees in the Pacific Northwest is way better than the variations of trees they have in New England. And so I think that Pacific Northwest falls are actually more impressive than New England falls. But New England falls have the reputation and they have the population to draw the people to make problems. And I want to show you a couple things. First off, this is just a cartoon making fun of what I'm talking about. But then we'll see a video about what we're really talking about. And Darlene, your first daughter is turning 50 in December and she's complaining of getting old. What does that make me? Right, Rick's like, her mother, you know. Well, you know what? Now, Darlene, I will sympathize with you and argue, yet also argue on behalf of your daughter. 50 to me is 50 is when you can start saying you're old. 50 is legit. It's half a century. And frankly, not a lot of my friends made it to 50. And I wouldn't say not a lot, but I can count on more than one hand friends that didn't make it to 50. And the amount of wisdom you should accumulate by the time you're 50 is noteworthy. And so I think that 50 does deserve a little bit of respect. Now, that being said, 50 is literally the first year you can start calling yourself old. So it's not a complaining about getting old. In fact, you should be proud that you've got the wisdom behind you. So I'm arguing with your daughter in the sense that you don't complain at 50 about how old you are, because that's actually, you brag about 50 about how old you are. But on the other hand, I can see why you're just like, little girl, you ain't old. Little girl, you're not old at 50. And let's see here. Batson Grossverdiner. All right, you know what? I'm just going to call you Bats, my friend. But thank you so much for coming in and saying hello. I am Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter. And we are, well, we're talking, right now we're talking about age. But we're also going to be talking, we're talking about the fall leaves and how they are changing color. And let's see here. Pinnell, I've been complaining about being old since I was 40. There you go. All right, so as I was saying before we got distracted on what it means to be old, it is fall. It is the time for the leaf changing, and some people do travel for the changing of the leaves so they can see the beautiful fall colors, because not everywhere has beautiful fall colors. People who live in the heart of the city don't get to see what people like I get to see, what people like Rick and Darlene get to see, and what Pacola T gets to see today at Lopez Island. But we're going to watch this little cartoon, and then we're going to actually, like, we're going to point and laugh and go, ha, that's funny. And then we're going to watch a real thing and go, oh, well, that's not that funny at all. So here we go. Boop.
Oh, I love this time of year.
Me too. The summer tourists are gone, and we finally have the town to ourselves before those idiots from New York show up to watch the leaves change and take over the whole place.
Leafers! Holy crap, we gotta get out of here!
What about the boat?
Leave it!
Hurry, Peter, they're almost here.
We're too late!
Yo, Matty, check out those colors. Yellow like a taxi, orange like the ball at the Knicks game, and red like the sauce on my Mamma Mia's Gugats.
Yeah, and brown, like the guys I don't pick up in my cab.
Beautiful.
Good evening. Tonight's top story, Quahog is infested with loud, hairy creatures also known as New Yorkers.
They migrate north every autumn to see the foliage, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that New York and everyone from there can fornicate themselves with an iron stick.
All right, so, oops, we've got some reverbs. There we go. All right, so, hey, Mariana, good to see you. Welcome on in. We're right now talking about fall leaf coloring changes and things, and those words didn't belong together like that. But, all right, so that was a joke that was made on Family Guy over a decade ago. And, that family happens to live in Rhode Island. The cartoon family lives in Rhode Island, and that's how Rhode Island considers the leafers from New York. Well, New Hampshire had a similar yet different yet huge problem this last weekend, and I think they feel the same way about New Yorkers as well. And this isn't a cartoon. This actually really happened. Okay, you know what also really happened? I didn't load the media. Oh my God, I can't believe this. All right, so, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do this for a minute and then I can't believe I did not do this. I thought that I had everything organized, but apparently I did not. Clearly, I did not. So now we're trying to do that, and hopefully it'll work. We'll see. All right, let's try this again, shall we?
6, a rush of tourists on New Hampshire's hiking trails, creating some dangerous conditions. Fish and Game spent the holiday weekend making lots of rescues. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Lisa Hughes. Thanks for staying with us. Seasoned hikers tell us they have never seen anything like this. WBZ's Brandon Truitt is with us in studio. And Brandon, these crowds are out of control.
Yeah, guys, most people take a hike to get away from the crowds, but that just was not the case this weekend. Hikers report packed trails, unprepared tourists, all resulting in the state making more than a dozen rescues.
It was chaos. There was no order. There was nobody being polite about it. You kind of just were just bottlenecked into a situation where it was very narrow, and people were just trying to shove their way through.
This is what Tamara Bro was up against Saturday morning. She and her girlfriends hiked in Franconia, as the New Hampshire residents have done countless times before. But this weekend, tourists flooded the trails.
I didn't really see very many people with backpacks. I didn't see very many people with water. People who were not dressed appropriately. People in slippers, short shorts, go-go boots. It was interesting.
Saw just a huge influx of people on the hiking trails on Saturday because the weather was so good.
New Hampshire Fish and Game say busy trails in October is not groundbreaking. Highways were at gridlock, people pulling over and parking in undesignated areas. But the state says a lack of planning caused at least a dozen rescues, including folks who didn't account for earlier sunsets.
Up here right now, we tell people that, it might be fall out there, but in the mountains, it's already winter. Mount Washington's seen over 5 inches of snow this week. And a lot of people just weren't prepared for that. They didn't have the flashlights. They didn't have the warm clothing, didn't have any food or water or maps, and just didn't know where they were going or what their actual plan was.
Bro has hiked all over the country and recommends people check the weather, wear the proper clothing, and make a plan.
It's sad, and I hope that we can try to prevent it in the future.
slippers, and go-go boots. By the way, those unprepared hikers who were rescued, they're going to get a bill in the mail from the state. New Hampshire Fish and Game considers it negligence and notes that those kinds of rescues ultimately consume valuable resources, David.
Wow. All right, Brandon Truitt, thank you so much.
Did you hear that? Not the reverb, but did you hear that? They're going to get a bill because they were negligent. Not every state does that, and I think you know where I'm going with that. But, I don't know, man. Slippers, go-go boots, no food, no water, no backpack, no jackets. Come on, y'all. I mean, I get it. City folk don't understand it. I don't mean that I'm not trying to be divisive. City folk versus country folk. But truly, folks who are used to the city have no concept of what it's like to be out in the sticks. They have literally no clue. And this was the absolute epitome of it. I couldn't believe when I saw C Honda sent me that video, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, because first off, you go to nature to get away from people. You don't go to a trail to be crammed in like you're on a flippin' subway, right? And Pinnell, I just look at the trees near where I live. Right, exactly. I mean, honestly, you know, not that I'm trying to poo-poo the New Yorkers, but it's like, you do have Central Park for a reason, y'all. How about you use that? And if you get lost there, it's really no big deal because you're still in the city and they'll know that there's only a limited area. Come on, right? And yeah, Sidiots, right, exactly. And like I said, I'm not trying to be divisive and superiority complex, because I'll tell you right now, I am more of a suburb sticks girl than a city girl. And if I was in a place like New York, I would be overwhelmed and useless. I wouldn't know how to catch a cab. I certainly wouldn't know how to ride the subway. So there's a ton of things that people in the city can point their fingers and laugh at me and just be like, oh, you silly country bumpkin. I get it. But at the same time, dude, there's a fork ton of stuff you all don't know either. And I am a little bit more aware of it. And maybe, just maybe, you might want to listen to what the country bumpkin has to say when you're in our territory. And right, exactly, Terry, New Yorker. It's getting really cold here. Taxi, yeah, and it's like, they ain't no taxis up in New Hampshire on the trails, my friend. My best guess is in New Hampshire, there aren't that many taxis anyway. You probably would have to call to get the taxi service. No hailing a cab off the street. Yeah. And Darlene, I get you, Med Statter, and what you're saying. True, they don't know. Even when we were in the warmer climate in Hawaii, we were out hiking about, we had decent walking shoes and water, sunscreen, etc., etc. Yeah, exactly. Well, and actually, on top of that, though, Darlene, here's the deal. Okay, so yeah, you're in warmer climates, you're doing hiking, etc., etc. But also, though, you and Rick do a little bit of hiking up north as well. So you're in physical condition to do the hiking. See, I would be willing to bet that half of these people couldn't even make it up the trail that much because they're not in proper physical condition to go hiking, or their boots are too slippery on the trail and they can't get the grip that they need, or whatever. Or conversely, people who go to Hawaii who are like, yeah, I'm gonna go hiking in the jungle. It's like, awesome. When was the last time you went hiking anywhere? Oh no, I don't hike. Well then, what makes you think you're gonna go hiking in 90-degree humid weather when you're not in the physical condition for it? Like, why would you think that now would be a good time to start? So you and Rick are prepared on a multitude of levels when you go down there. I'd be willing to bet that the people who went up to New Hampshire for those leaves were not prepared for all sorts of conditions, from the sunset to the temperature to the weather to the nature. And frankly, I don't really understand, like, if you're a city person, why do you need to go hiking the trails? Why can't you just, like, look at the pretty things from the car? Like, that's already more nature than you've gotten when you were in New York, right? So, like, why do you need to even go touch the leaf? Just look at it with your eyes. You're already further out in nature than you probably want to be anyway. So why would you get out of your comfortable climate-controlled vehicle and get even more comfortable? I know, right, Mariana? I don't know how New Yorkers do it either. The thought of hailing down taxis makes you anxious, makes me anxious as well. Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's just, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And Rick, I can be pretty low. Yeah, Rick, I think you and I both know that you can be. And I think you and I both know that I can be too. And I think, if I remember correctly, we have decided that we are never going into the woods together, because you're going to be like, hey, I think that's a wolf. Should we go follow it? And I'll be like, hell yeah, dude. I'll go chase that wolf with you. And then you'll be like, right on, man. And then we'll get to the wolf and be like, well, what were we thinking, man? I don't know, dude. I thought it'd be cool. I know, but this is not cool. I'm really scared. I know, me too. I'm gonna try to get a picture though, okay? Yeah, that's how that conversation would be. Save my camera in case I die. By the way, psst, 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 let me pet you. Click. Death. Rick grabs my phone, comes and sells the picture, and then tells everybody where to find the body. And he will confirm my last words were, psst, 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 let me pet you. Because, in case you don't know, y'all, I'm 97% sure those will be my last words. Psst, 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 let me pet you. Yep. And Option, so good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. And Pinnell, I've lived in the suburbs and the city, but not the country. Right, there you go. There you go. And, right, look at the nice doggy. That's exactly it. And see, Mariana knows what I'm picking down. What Mariana is picking up what I'm laying down. My husband sent me something yesterday that said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but living your life to the fullest does not have to involve hiking. It's exactly true. You can take a road trip and see a lot of the same stuff. I've seen a lot of the country from the window of a car. It's amazing. You learn a lot of stuff. Yeah. All right, you guys. So I meant to talk about this last week, and I totally spaced. So I'm going to bring it up now again, because we already brought it up once before. But now I'm bringing it up again. Oop. Oh. No. Oh, God. Darn it. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about it instead. So, there is a GoFundMe out here for Andy Bumatai. You might be familiar with our mutual friend, Andy Bumatai, and if you're not familiar with Andy Bumatai is the reason why most of the people on this stream are on this stream, and it's why I'm doing this stream. Andy Bumatai, a famous comedian from Hawaii, also an actor, also a talk show host, also a teacher, a mentor, and a filmmaker and a video editor. And anyway, he has some serious medical repercussions going on. It's not necessarily that he is particularly ill, although his teeth are. And in order to get his teeth fixed, he has to do a bunch of stuff he has to do pre-treatments for the treatment of the problem, all because of his cancer. This all stems from his cancer battle from several years ago. First off, let me make it clear, he doesn't have cancer. This is not it, but this is a repercussion of the cancer treatments. His blood flow in his jaw isn't quite what it needs to be in order to have proper healing once they pull the teeth that need to be pulled, and so he has to go through some bariatric pressure, not bariatric, what is it? He has to go through some weird pressure. He has to do some things, man, and they're costly, way costly. And so, there's a GoFundMe by a lady named Danny Settle. Shock just put the link to the GoFundMe, Kakua for Bra Andy, and I wanted to remind you all that is out there. Hyperbaric chamber, says Picola T. He has to do hyperbaric chamber treatments in order to get his blood flow properly flowing in the area that's been in the tissues that were damaged by the radiation. Once those treatments are done, then he gets to start the real treatment of pulling the teeth and getting new teeth. So he'll have an end-of-life ceremony for his teeth, I'm sure, at some point. A celebration of life ceremony, that is, I'm sure, for his teeth at some point. But right now, he is basically racking up some serious medical bills. Now, obviously, he does have insurance. That's true. But we all know insurance doesn't necessarily... There's these things called copays. And sometimes copays can be really expensive. So we've got a GoFundMe. And by we, I mean Danny Settle. I had nothing to do with this, y'all. I'm just trying to let people know. And so up on the chat, there should be a hot link because Shock was the one who posted it. And she has the links are hot when mods post stuff. And so if you have a couple bucks and you're feeling generous, a couple extra bucks, not a couple bucks. If you have a couple bucks, you probably need those couple bucks. If you have a couple extra bucks, maybe want to throw them Andy's way or not. It's an idea. Just throwing it out there. So, once again, it is a GoFundMe.com, and then Kokua Fo Bra Andy. And so, let's see here. And Darlene, so now coming back to the hiking topic and general healthcare. Darlene, yeah, I did refuse to climb with Rick and son-in-law up the Coco stairs. Nope. Right, exactly. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And Pinnell bragging, I went camping with my parents. It was fun because I was too young to help put up the tent. Exactly. And Mama Sean, we got a lot of those doggies that come in the front yard, and I am not going out when they are visiting. Yeah, probably a good idea. Whereas Mama Sean, I would be out on my front porch trying to get close-up videos. And Mama Sean, do I know how Andy is doing? No, actually, I don't. I emailed him maybe a week and a half ago, just to check in with him. I didn't hear back from him, so honestly, I have no idea. If anybody does know how Andy's doing, by all means, please let us know because I'm thinking about him almost every day, and so I can only assume that you guys are thinking about him occasionally as well. And Picola tea, yes, stay cozy, drink some tea, read some books, and go visit your optometrist with your best friends if you can. She knows what that means. All right, let's see here. Yeah, maybe consider it a cover charge for all the shows Andy did for us. I know, right? Over 500 in a row. Shoot, at, 25 cents a cover charge, that's still $100, right? So, but by all means, $100, that's a generous donation. So, I'm not suggesting that. But, $1, $5, $25, whatever you've got, it all adds up. And I think right now we're right around $1,000. The goal is $12,000 because Andy anticipated about $12,000 worth of medical bills after this is all said and done. Once again, let me remind you, this is with insurance. And Gina, no can, sorry. Oh, Gina, don't even worry about it. I'm sitting here telling everybody to do this. I haven't been able to donate yet, so I'm not. If you cannot donate, I am not. There's no. These words are not meant as pressure. Okay. These words are not meant as pressure. These words are truly just meant as, hey, in case you didn't know. Because let me tell you, yeah, I got it. And actually, also, if you don't have extra money to donate to Andy, but you do need to go buy something off of Amazon, you can always use the Daily Pigeon Live shopping link for Amazon, and that actually, a portion of your purchase does, your cost when you use that link doesn't go up, but he does get a little share of that purchase. So there is always that too. And exactly, terrible to have to go to do a GoFundMe for medical bills. Well, and you know what, Pinnell, I obviously can't speak for Andy because I have not spoken to him. And A, I don't even know if he knows this GoFundMe exists. And B, My best guess is if he did know the GoFundMe existed, he'd probably be like, oh my God, you guys, no, you don't need to do that. No. Because he has not asked for this. This is something that Danny did on her own, and that as fans of Andy, as a fan of Andy, I am supporting her fully with this in every way that I can. But my best guess is Andy would just be like, if he knew this was happening. And okay, so C Honda is coming in with some info. Aloha, secondhand info that his copays for the hyperbaric are very high. It will be way more than expected. Right. So, so that being said, the GoFundMe is unfortunately probably more appropriate than ever. That being said, I don't think Andy would have ever set up a GoFundMe for himself. At all. Like I said, I can't speak for him, but my gut tells me this is not something he would have done. And so, and there you go, Darlene. Yeah, you're going to help for sure, no pressure. Yeah, but he brought us all together and through COVID, and he come on, you know. Right, yeah, exactly, Shock. You suspect he's gonna smack you if he finds out that you made the shout out. Exactly, yeah. And then here we go. Shock just made a shout out again, or just threw down the shout out. And so, and so, C Honda, I don't think he would take money from us any other way, though. I totally agree. And so, yeah, but once the GoFundMe, it's like, too bad, man. It's already been done. It's too much of a hassle to redistribute the money backwards, although GoFundMe can do that. But nope. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. We're gonna force this money on him, man. And Mariana, favorite Lono song? Oh, now I have to hear. I have my music turned off. Let's see what it is. Oh, yes, I know what song it is now. Yes, that is a good one. It is a good one. All right, well, speaking of Lono songs, we do have a Lono listening break that we are about a minute late for. However, I'm going to wait a couple minutes so we can finish this particular song that we're listening to right now. The next, the Lono listening break that we're going to be having is going to be a song called Better Than This, and it's it's a EV Music, that was embarrassing, EV Music production, so it's a little bit different than the traditional Lono sitting there with his guitar in front of the camera. This one has Earl and Vic and Lono in it. Earl on drums, Vic on bass, and Lono, of course, on vocals and guitar. Vic is also the one who who creates the videos for EV Music. So let's see here. Let's see where we are with the song. All right, we're still on the Dream McKenna Say Goodbye song, so we'll have to wait just a little bit. And let's see here. In regards to the Kokua for Andy, Shock was mentioning, if it were me, I think every little bit helped, even if it's just 10%. Precisely. And we are close to the 10%. I mean, obviously, the closer we can get to the 12K, the better. But it would be awesome if, even if we can just give him, you know, $1,100, $1,200. It might be a drop in the bucket, but at least it's a drop, and every little bit does end up happening, or does end up helping. But once again, and I cannot emphasize this enough, do not contribute if it will be a financial burden in your own circumstances. That's keeping your own boat afloat, unfortunately, in certain times is the high priority. So by all means, there is no pressure here. And yes, Trail Dust, you are in time for a Lono listening break. However, we are waiting until this one particular song finishes so we can then start it. And so I think the song is on the verge of being done. Hold on, let's find out. Yes, the song is done. All right, so looks like Shock just threw down a link for the Amazon, what we call the fruitcake link, which means if you want to buy something from Amazon, you can buy it through that link. Doesn't have to be the fruitcake, and Andy will get a portion of that sale. Or you can go to the GoFundMe and donate directly to Andy. But what we're going to do now is we're going to have our Lono listening break. So let's listen to some Lono.
Sitting in this filthy room, I can hardly breathe tonight, but it's only once a week. Sometimes we get a crowd, sometimes it's just us, but I'm not here complaining, that's just the way it is. Get me something better than this, do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore, no. Something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore. What it is, what it was, what will ever become of all those people who brought us joy, taught us how to love. We look back at all these days, what happened to those people anyway? How things changed, still remain the same. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore, no. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore. Something better than this. Do me something better than this. Can't take this anymore. Better than this, do me some better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore. Finally, when you receive me in your kingdom, and I'm seeing your face for the first time, I can hardly wait. There I'll be sailing into the sunset, and take me to your sunrise, where I will live again. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore, no. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore, no. Get me something better than this. Do me something better than this, 'cause I can't take this anymore. No, I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore.
All right, and that is a piece of history right there, because Monkey Pod Studios no longer exists. Our friend Miles got to visit there, got to actually see inside, but alas, no more Monkey Pod Studios. And let's see here. Yes, and Rick pointing out a very good thing. If can, visit Lono's YouTube page and read his liner notes on all of his songs. Absolutely. I strongly recommend you do that, because he usually tells this, not always, but he often tells the story behind the song in those liner notes. it may seem like I know a lot about Lono, and it's true, I do, but it's only because I've read all those liner notes to the songs. It has nothing to do with him telling me the stories. He's told all of us the stories. They're just right there for you to read them. Not everybody reads though, and so it sounds like I know a lot when really, I just read the story behind the song. So yeah, definitely. Rick points out a great thing. If can, visit Lono's YouTube page and read his liner notes. But also, if can, go to Lono's lonomusic.com, his actual webpage, and you can go to the chords and lyrics section of his web page, and it will give you the chords and lyrics. But also sometimes he has notes on the bottom of each of the songs, talking about the history of that song, what inspired the song, who originally did the song, blah, 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 blah. So you can learn a lot about the history of Hawaiian music, because not all of this, a lot of the stuff that he's got on the chords and lyrics page aren't necessarily songs of his. They are traditional Hawaiian songs. And so you can learn a lot from that workbook of the chords and lyrics section on his website, and then also the liner notes on his YouTube page, Kaupe'epe'e. And so, exactly, Stream Elements coming in. Visit Lono Music. That's because Rick threw down the shout out for him, of course. So, yes, and for those of you who don't know, but I'm sure y'all do, all the music provided here on Chatter with Statter is by Lono Music. So that's why we don't get very many copyright strikes here, because luckily most of the music that I play, I'm allowed to play. Now, there's some songs that I'm not allowed to play that are actually in the mix, that are covers that Lono has done, and he got permission to do the covers. I just don't have permission to play the covers, and I keep forgetting to take them off of my playlist, so I keep getting strikes. Yeah, I need to do that one day, but that's okay. That's not my problem. All right. I mean, no, that's not your problem. It is my problem. It's totally my problem, but it's not your problem. All right. So that's that for now. So now I know what we should talk about. Okay, you guys. Trail Dust, a couple weeks ago, he told us about this thing that they have at his county fair. And it's a little contest for the kids. And it's a dress a potato contest. And when he first talked about dressing a potato contest, I was like, do you mean like food? Like dinner? Like with butter and chives and bacon? Or do you mean like Mr. Potato Head dress? And he was like, oh no, Mr. Potato Head. And so he was nice enough to gather some pictures, and yeah, pretty much Honda Mad Striker, that is what it is. Yes, and there you go, Rick. Some of these potatoes are loaded with cuteness. So I want to share you guys the potatoes. They're the cutest potatoes. You got your little spider tater. You got little, I don't know what some of these taters are supposed to be, but here, okay, hold on. First up, we're gonna look at this. The couch potato. The couch potato is so cute, right? But look at the one next to it, the Sun-Made Raisin Girl. I think that one won first place. But that Sun-Made Raisin Girl, that was quite impressive. And it looks like there's a shark potato in the background there. And then let's see here. So this is 6 to 8. We got the pickle potato, which I think it's a stripper pickle or a stripper pickle tater or something, because it looks like it's a two-parter or something. And then you've got the otter, the otter potato. Very cute, very creative stuff. And the spider potato should come with a warning. That is true. And then look at the little birdie tater in the background there. And there's a little piggy tater. And these, I guess, are all the first place winners or something for the different, age 5 and under? Okay, I'm going to assume that parents had a lot to do with these ones, because there's no way in heck that these are 5 and under potatoes. And that is so cute. Shock, you're taking your Blue Shark stickers or slippers to the Aikido seminar this weekend so you can find your shoes in the dojo. Fair enough. Now, I got to tell you guys, I really enjoy this turkey tater. I think the turkey tater is very, very cute. And then, let's see here. That's the little spider tater, and it's got 8 eyes, which I thought was beautiful. What a great little, I think that was really good. And then, let's see here. All right, so now this one confused me. So, like, what am I looking at here? It looks like I've got, like, an Elvis Presley potato, maybe, or something. A little rock and roll potato singer. But who's the lady or the dude with the top hat? What do you suppose that's supposed to... I mean, those are cute taters, don't get me wrong, but what am I looking at here with the they must be stir crazy in Idaho. No, I think this isn't Idaho. I think this is oh shoot, where's Trail Dust? It's where Trail Dust lives. That's not Idaho. Does Trail Dust live in Idaho? Oh, is it Willy Wonka? Okay, that makes maybe sense. I mean, that makes sense. Oh, so like, is it 2 versions of Johnny Depp, Crybaby, and Willy Wonka? Doctor Who tater. Oh, it's a Doctor Who tater. He's from Minnesota? I don't know if he's from Minnesota. That ant's from Minnesota. All right, and then, okay, this one was one of my favorites. Did you see the Winnie the Pooh tater, which is on the second shelf? The Winnie the Pooh potato, super cute. The potato snowman on the top shelf. I don't remember where that's from, but it is. Oh, Treadless, you are from Minnesota. Okay. And shock, it is not a Doctor Who tater. No scarf. Okay. Okay. All right. See, I wouldn't know. But some of these, I got to tell you, dude, the Winnie the Pooh tater, really, I really enjoy the Pooh tater. The Pooh tater, that's it. And then let's see here. The couch potato, we already looked at that one, and we already did this. And then, yeah, so there we go. These are all the cute little taters. Oh, the Olaf potato from Frozen. That's what it was. That was a good one. That looked totally like Olaf. I didn't know what it was, but I totally recognized it from a thing. From the thing. And Rick, good question. No minion taters? Well, let's take a look-see here. I don't see any minion taters, but you're right. And minion tater does seem like it would be logical. No minion tater there. Looks like there's a hula girl tater. But no minions here. And we got a birdie. But no minions. Here we got a piggy. We got a birdie. We got a green guy who I don't know who he is, but he looks like somebody I should know of. And then it looks like a Godzilla, maybe? Oh, here we go. I don't know. It's not a minion, but it's Charlie Brown, and I thought that was cute. And let's see here. And then actually, oh, this one's fun. I like the Barbied girls. Buzz Lightyear, that's who that was. And yeah, a lot of imagination with these taters. Absolutely, dude, I'm telling ya. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, so the turkey tater, I gotta say though, you know what? I really do think that the turkey tater was my favorite. Let's see here. But yeah, I do think the turkey tater was my favorite. But that raisin lady tater was pretty good too. So, the Minnesota fair, or I don't know, the county fair in one of the counties in Minnesota. I don't know if it's the state fair or if it's just a county fair. But that was the Dress a Potato competition for the little kids. And I think that that's a very cute competition. Minnesota State Fair, is that the one that they've got the butter carving competitions? Or is that in Wisconsin? Because for some reason I have it in my head that Minnesota is the one that's got the butter sculptures. But when I say that out loud, I'm like, don't you think that would be Wisconsin though? Maybe both, but does anybody know where the butter sculptures happen? Yeah, Darlene, oh, for sure. They have to. When it comes to kids, you have to, because you can't judge a 5-year-old's art project against an 11-year-old's art project, right? I mean, that's just not fair. So, oh, Minnesota is the Land O'Lakes. That's right. But Darlene says we do have butter carving at our state fair. And Trail Dust comes in, that's the Washington County Fair. There we go. At the Royal here, they have butter sculptures. Okay, eMusic's like, I don't know. Well, eMusic, apparently, you guys do have butter sculptures, according to Darlene. So, and I believe that Darlene would know. I have a feeling she's seen 1 or 2 butter sculptures in her year. Hey there, Bray, good to see you. We are just talking about a potato dressing contest. And when you ask yourself, potato dressing, what does that mean? Are they dressing potatoes up like people? Yes, that's exactly what that means. Little kids during the county fair, they compete in dressing up a potato. And see Honda spam sculptures in Hawaii? Gosh, I don't know if there are spam sculpture competitions in Hawaii, but I have seen a spam sculpture once on the television show MASH. They sculpted it into a lamb. And Minnesota has butter sculptures at their state fair too. Okay, yeah, I thought that they did. I totally thought that yeah, so Darlene is also saying, yes, Minnesota has butter sculptures too at their state fairs. And they have competitions down south, not up north. Got it. Okay. Well, I don't know if they have spam sculptures, C. Honda, but I do know that we are going to talk a little bit about some spam today. One of the 2 snacks that we said we'd be talking about, and so if you guys were ever wondering just how spam musubi, who I know I'm saying it wrong, musubi, I think is how you say it. Who, where, how, what? How did musubi get to be so popular? Well, there are arguments, but this person has an argument to say that it was his grandma. It's all his grandma's fault. It's all his grandma. And his grandma, I have to say, is the queen of spam musubis, even though I'm not saying it right. And so here, what am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I hope.
Spam became a staple in 1937 during World War II and has since evolved into an American icon. There are lots of ways to prepare it in fried rice with eggs and, of course, in the spam musubi, which is enjoyed by millions around the world. But the history behind who first created spam musubi remains somewhat uncertain. Alina Lee spoke with a family member of one of its earliest creators.
It's a snack that's withstood the test of time.
Spam musubi is a symbol and staple of Hawaii. Throughout all of our locations, we sell 6.2 million spam musubi annually.
The rice, nori, spam ratio, perfect.
It's a perfect manifestation of Hawaiian culture, and it's done in a way that is accessible to anybody.
According to the brand owner of Spam, Hormel Foods, if Hawaii was its own country, it would be a top 5 market for Spam in the world. Annually, the company sells 7 million cans just in Hawaii.
We refer to Hawaii as the cultural heartbeat of the Spam brand.
Spam musubi has many origin stories. Today, we share with you Mitsuko Kaneshiro, who, according to her family, is one of the earliest creators of the iconic snack.
Every day, she would make about 500 per day. And so this was before the mold was made. So she would make everything handmade every single day.
Mitsuko grew up during World War II and lived through the Battle of Okinawa before moving to Honolulu. She began selling spam musubi in the 70s, a decade before it became popular.
She always told me, eat more, have another spam musubi, constant. And so I think she enjoyed us watching us eat. And so that's why she liked cooking, was to make people happy. It was just something that I enjoyed every time I would go to her house. But now I think about it, it's like I miss it now because, it was her way of making it, that's why.
Mitsuko died in July. Her family now honors her by sharing the story of her legendary spam musubi.
We'd like to see the spam musubi become as popular as tacos one day. We decided, hey, let's do National Spam Musubi Day to share how delicious it is with everybody.
From convenience stores, gas stations, and restaurants, Mitsuko's family says no musubi sold anywhere will measure up to hers.
This does not taste like my grandma's spam musubi. That's the first thing I say. This does not taste like my grandma's spam musubi. She'll always be with us. You know, she has this legacy of the spam musubi. Every time I eat one, that's her memory.
Alina Lee, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
So that is the little story about the musubi, and because I am who I am, and frankly, I don't really know why I even needed a calculator to figure this out. 500 spam musubi a day. Now let's just assume she only made them for 10 hours a day, because that's the easy math. That's 50 per hour. There's only 60 minutes in an hour. So she's making them at like she's basically taking 1 minute and 1 second to make each musubi. 500 of them. I'm assuming it was actually longer than a 12-hour or a 10-hour shift that she took to make all 500 musubi. But I just can't even imagine making that many in one day. And especially without the mold. With the mold, I can maybe see it. But without the mold, oh, forget about it. Yeah, she obviously could make them really fast. And she obviously had like a system set up to sort of, streamline it. Manufacturing line, assembly line. That's the word, assembly line. And Bray, it really is. If you don't mind the taste of nori, some people really do not like nori, so their loss. But if you don't mind the taste of nori, the spam nori rice combination really is just flippin' delicious. They're a handheld treat. You can eat them hot or cold. They're just as good to me room temperature as they are warmed up. Actually, to tell you the truth, I prefer them room temperature instead of warmed up, oddly enough. They're just salty and they're filling. I mean, it's a good, it's a very nice portable snack that really fills you the flying fork up, man. And that's it. Yeah, assembly line. I don't know why I couldn't think of assembly line. But yeah, now of course, if you have a problem with eating spam, then you're probably not gonna like spam musubi. But here's the deal. Spam gets a really bad rap. It's like, ew, it's gross, it's canned meat, it's so processed. Dude, spam has generally like 4 ingredients in it, all of which you can pronounce. And so I really, really, really think it's silly when people get so freaked out over how processed spam is, because if you look at, your Coca-Cola can, your Doritos, your Pace Picante salsa, all of these have ingredients in them, way more ingredients, and some of them you can't pronounce. Whereas spam, 4 ingredients, 5 ingredients maybe. Salt, water, pork, ham, cornstarch. Do you know what pork is? Do you know what ham is? Do you know what salt is? Do you know what water is? Do you know what cornstarch is? I know what all of those things are. In fact, I have almost all of them in my house right now. Well, no, that's just what's in spam. And then, obviously you need rice to make the musubi. And the like. And so, if you don't like spam, you're just being silly. Now, if you don't like spam because it's too salty or you don't eat pork, those are valid reasons. Now, if you don't like spam because, ew, it comes in a can and I'm afraid to try it, that's your problem, you silly kitten. You don't know what you're missing, and that's okay because there's just more for me. Just more for me. There is. And okay, so we said we were going to talk about snacks today, and I've got one more little snack tip for you guys. Now, I don't know about you, but I really like, and let's see here, C. Honda, your industrious cousin in Hawaii, made 25 spam musubi a day, had them sold at a market, then all that money made was saved for vacation. Oh, well, now that's brilliant. I should have a hustle like that. Because I could whip out 25. That's not that hard. I could totally do 25. That would probably take me about an hour. I mean, after you cooked everything. And, Pinnell, you can't eat pork anymore. Yeah, well then obviously a lot of Spam is not going to be good for you. I do think they might have turkey Spam, and turkey Spam probably doesn't have the pork in it. But quite honestly, I've never looked into that, so I can't speak with confidence on whether or not all Spam has pork in it, or some of it does, some of it doesn't. But yeah, if you can't eat pork, then obviously Spam is not. Okay, excuse me, I lied. It's not cornstarch anymore, it's modified potato starch. All right, either way. Oh, there's sugar, and then there's sodium nitrite as a preservative. So, yeah, so there you go. It really is the main ingredients on the main. Now, once you start getting to the flavored ones and the Spam Light and the blah, 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 the ingredient list gets a lot more complicated. But when it comes to just the main regular Spam, it's pork shoulder, ham, salt, water, potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrite. So sodium nitrite is an issue, I will give you that, but you can pronounce it pretty easily. And it is the only thing in there that's like, that sounds mighty preservative. Like I said, man, there's plenty more processed foods that people eat. For instance, you know, Velveeta, or Kraft American Slices, or all of those other things. Cheese in a can. Cheese in a can. The squeezy cheese. You know, people don't say anything bad about... Well, no, they do say stuff that's bad about that. But you know what they don't say bad things about? Real cheese that comes in wax. That's right, wax. Check this out, y'all. Did you know that you can wax your own cheese? And what are you talking about is probably what you guys are saying. Yeah, that's right. Good question. You know, back in the day, a lot of cheese would come dipped in wax, red wax. It's called cheese wax. And you can actually do that to your own cheese at home. If you see that, like, oh my gosh, Big Bag of Savings store has a huge 5-pound block of cheddar cheese on sale for a great price. But I don't need 5 pounds of cheese. And hey Soda, good to see you. Hey Warrior, not even. And so what you can do actually is you can buy that 5-pound block of cheese, cut it into smaller blocks, you put it through a vinegar wash, and then oops, you can actually preserve it with cheese, and they become shelf stable. You don't even have to refrigerate it anymore. And on top of that, when you wax them up, they continue to further age. And so if you buy, say, a medium cheddar, but you prefer sharp, medium, boom, wax it all up, put it in your shelf, cold, dry place, cool, dark corner, let it age for another couple months, and suddenly you've got an aged cheddar, a cheddar that's further aged. And if you don't know what the flying fork I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. Let's just watch. Okay, so that was basically an advertisement for caramel cheese wax. I didn't mean to give you an advertisement per se, but basically that's what you do. But you'll notice dude had gloves on because you don't want to do this with your bare hands, because any kind of residue on your bare hands might create a mold mark under the cheese, and that'll ruin the cheese. So yeah, no, I don't know enough about Edam cheese to know whether or not it comes in wax, but I totally think it does. And even if that's not the variety that comes in wax, a fork ton of cheeses still come wrapped or coated in wax. But I never really thought that you could do it at your own house, right? I thought that was just, well, I never really gave it much thought, all right? I'll just tell you that right now. But I do know that I really resent having to pay extra for the tastiest cheese, which is sharp cheddar. And I usually, because I'm a cheapskate, just end up getting the medium cheddar cheese because it's cheaper. But I found out if I get this wax stuff, I can maybe age my own cheddar, and I'm kind of excited by that thought. And so because I belong to a lot of strange, crazy homesteading, canning, living off the grid, preserving Facebook groups, this popped up. And it basically, the cheese is shelf stable. You don't have to refrigerate it. Now, if you do refrigerate it within the wax, it won't age. It will just stay as fresh can be. But lame Darlene, you love cheese but no can do anymore. Recently had issues, found out you're lactose intolerant. That sucks. And that's exactly right, C Honda. Mad cheddar. I love my cheddar. I'm mad for the cheddar. I want mad cheddar, mad sharp cheddar. And absolutely, Rick, if your chunk of cheese turns green in the fridge, that's from your hands. Basically, it is. You want to touch that cheese as little as possible. When it comes to preserving any kind of dairy product, you want to keep it as clean and pristine as possible. For instance, I've been known to keep sour cream in the back of my fridge for like months after the expiration date. But the only way you can do that is if nothing that you've used touches that cream cheese or the sour cream. For instance, it has to be a pristine, brand clean new spoon, and you use that spoon only for the sour cream. The moment that spoon gets put down on a plate, that spoon will no longer go in the sour cream. It's, I realize that my spoons aren't sterile, but it's as close to sterile as you get, and you can keep a lot of stuff really quite healthy as long as you don't contaminate it with your finger gross. And Pinnell, I get emails from a place that now has a machine that makes homemade cheese. Yum, yum, yum. And right, exactly, yep, new utensils every time you do dairy. Absolutely. Otherwise, yeah, the moment, you cut the cheese with that knife, you put the knife on the counter, then you go to cut more cheese, you've just cross-contaminated that cheese, and that's where your mold's gonna probably start. So, all right, so eMusic just subscribed. All right, so wait, hold on. Poppy Shaney just forwarded an eMusic gift. I don't even know how to say things. Hey, Poppy Shaney, it looks like you're in the house. Welcome here, welcome in. I'm super stoked to see you. And thank you for gift subbing a sub to eMusic. Wow, that was really difficult. And Rick, let's see here. Hold on. Before it's too late, a Tina Rose Cager oldie for ya. What do ghosts serve for dessert? Ice cream. Oh, I thought it would be blueberry pie. Blueberry pie with ice cream. That's what they serve. That's what they serve. And let's see here. Okay. And then I had one more thing to say to you guys. Oh, that's right. A couple more things, actually. Blueberry pie with ice cream reminded me. Next week, it's Halloween. And so if any of you guys have spooky stories or even just like weird, freaky stories. Like, I don't know if it was scary, but it was really weird and kind of creepy or something. By all means, share them with us and the crew so I can share them with all of you. Send me your spooky stories. If you've got pictures, send them with the story. madstatter@gmail.com. On Wednesday, we are going to, next Wednesday, we're going to share all of our Halloween stories. And then also this coming week, this Saturday, we've got our movies back. And for those of you who don't know or who weren't around, Statterbox of the Cinema is back. However, it's not, it remains on Twitch, but it's not at Mad Statter on Twitch. It's at Map Statter. Instead of M-A-D, it's M-A-P, as in pizza. Or polite people prefer pizza with plenty pepperoni. P. Map Statter. And so this Saturday, 6 p.m., Twitch at Map Statter, we are, yes, I tried to make that P pop, we are going to be watching either a movie or more Reservation Dogs. So I would like to ask you guys, we've got about 5 minutes left to have this discussion. I'd like to ask you guys what you prefer this Saturday, a movie or Reservation Dogs. 3 episodes of Reservation Dogs. I will tell you this much. Not this Saturday, but the Saturday after this, we are going to be showing a movie. We're going to be showing Coco, because I always show Coco the first Saturday after Halloween. That is a tradition. So, this next week is up for debate, but the week after that, that's a movie. And it looks like, let's see here. Oh, hold on. Poppy Shaney, sorry not being around for a while. Tracy and I had my mother to do hospice at our home in the past few months. It was kind of hectic. Oh, yes. Things are back to before hospice. I miss all of you. Oh, Poppy, wow, my heart goes out to you and Tracy, and that's so lovely for you to open your house for your mom like that. That is so, it's not just hectic, it's emotionally straining, it's emotionally draining. So I am so glad that your life is getting back to normal. I can only assume that you did suffer from that loss that was probably expected, and I'm very sorry, but I'm very happy that you were able to provide that rest and that space during that transition time for your mom. That is super important. Now, Poppy, I'm only telling you this because you might not know, because you have been, and this is just awkward. But I don't know if you know this, but Andy Bumatai isn't going to be on streaming for until at least 2025. He's got a bunch of medical stuff going on. His teeth need to be pulled and the like, but the damage to his jaw tissue due to the radiation from his cancer is less than ideal for that procedure, so he has to do some hyperbaric treatments to prep for the thing. He has a lot of medical bills going on, and Danny Settle, if you remember her, she has set up a GoFundMe for Andy. And so if you are able or in the mood to, or want to, there is a GoFundMe that Danny Settle started. It's called Kukua Fabra Andy, or Fabra Andy. And we've got a link here somewhere. Shock, if you're still here, could you throw the link for Poppy Shaney? Poppy Shaney, you obviously don't have to donate anything. I'm just letting you know, because I know that you know Andy. I know that you're close to Andy. I know that you let Andy stay at your house. And so I did just want to fill you in on that. And it does sound like you did hear from Nani. Okay, yeah. But Rick. Thank you so much. That is the GoFundMe for Andy. If you feel like you want to help out. And let's see here. Poppy, on another note, James Mane is coming to California in November, and he and I are going to a 49ers game and a Sharks game. Oh, well, now, I am very excited about that. And I know that this is asking for a lot, but if you and or James could take pictures and or videos of your adventures together, I would love to see them, because I know you do good videos at the Shark Games. I've seen the videos that you do at the Shark Games. I know that James does good videos, various and assorted, so I know that you guys have it in you. Anyway, I'm very, very excited for both you and James. And yes, exactly, Rick says to Poppy, the GoFundMe is hosted by Danny Settle. And I think you remember who Danny is, so I don't think I need to explain to you just how trustworthy she is. But she is, okay? Okay? All right, so it is 1 minute to the bottom of the hour. We didn't discuss much in depth Reservation Dogs versus movies, but Gina has made it very clear that she wants to watch Reservation Dogs, and quite honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I was hoping that's what you asked for. So I will, on Saturday, I will act like we're watching Reservation Dogs, but I will bring up the subject one more time just in case. However, I hope we get to watch Reservation Dogs too. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to thank all the mods for moderating, because, yeah, we had some moderations to do, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We had moderations to do. So, mods, dude, boo, 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 Swords of No Mercy. Super stoked on that. But I also want to thank the gift subbers, everybody who gifted subs. I want to thank everyone who resubbed, and I want to thank everybody who donated biddies, because we actually did get a hype train. However, I really, really, really want to thank everyone here who showed up halfway through, at the beginning, at the end, during the thing, because without you, we don't have nothing. And this chatter scattered so perfectly, and so I just don't know how to thank you all. So all I can say is thank you all, and we'll see each other hopefully on Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time on Map Statter, all one word, Map Statter, and that is not Mad Statter, Map Statter. And yes, I'm popping them for a reason. And let's see here, and that's what we'll be doing. We'll see each other 6 p.m. West Coast time, Map Statter on Twitch, and we'll figure out what we're doing. But I think we'll be watching Reservation Dogs. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good one. And that's exactly it. Twitch.tv/mapstatter. All right, you guys. Take care. Happy to see you today. Have a good one.